Part 8, context. Context, alhamdulillah. It is the function of the trier of fact to resolve conflicts of testimony and to determine the weight of the evidence and the credibility of the witnesses. Jones v. State, Indiana Court of Appeal, 1998. 2. Appropriateness of the sentences. The Indiana Constitution authorizes this court to conduct independent appellate review and sentence revision pursuant to Indiana Appellate Rule 7b. The rule provides the court may revise a sentence authorized by statute if, after due consideration of the trial court's decision, the court finds that the sentence is inappropriate in light of the nature of the offense and the character of the offender. The burden rests with the defendant to persuade the court that his sentence is inappropriate. Childress v. State, Indiana, 2006. Arguments. Argument 1. Sufficiency of the evidence. The theory of the state's case was that Martin specifically intended to kill the 4 victims identified in the attempted murder charges. The state was not seeking convictions for attempted murder under an accomplice liability theory. The state made it clear at the time the parties settled on jury instructions that it was not their theory that Martin was guilty of attempted murder because he aided, induced, or caused his accomplice, Jackson, to commit the crime of attempted murder. Trial transcripts, page 303 through 306. In Spradlin v. State, the Indiana Supreme Court held the law requires an instruction setting forth the elements of attempted murder to include that the defendant, with the intent to kill the victim, engaged in conduct which was a substantial step towards such killing. The trial court gave the appropriate instruction. The trial court instructed the jury that to convict Martin of attempted murder, the state had to prove that he acted with specific intent to kill. Appendix 39 through 42. The trial court went on to instruct the jury that the state is not required to make proof of specific intent by direct evidence because purpose and intent are subjective facts, and that a person is presumed to intend the natural consequences on his voluntary acts unless the circumstances are such as to indicate the absence of such intent. Appendix 58. The facts most supportive of the guilty verdicts on the attempted murder charges indicate that Martin and Jackson fired their weapons at the vehicles. There was some evidence indicating Martin and Jackson were upset with Jermaine Loyal, the patient in the ambulance. Trial transcripts, page 153 through 157. There was no indication as to why he fired at the passenger vehicle. Pay attention. It is clear that by firing at the vehicles, Martin created the risk of serious bodily injury or death to the occupants. And Martin was convicted of the criminal recklessness charges in counts 7 and 8 involving 2 of the occupants of the ambulance, Appendix 20 and 21. The patient in the ambulance, Jermaine Loyal, and the occupants of the passenger vehicle are the victims in the attempted murder charges. Now, that is the end of part 8, inshallah. We'll be right back with y'all with part 9, inshallah.